Alright folks, so here is a little help video on 3.3. So we are assigned to ask a user for a number. That's why you see up here you got the scanner class, right? Imported. And if you've forgotten how to do the other part, you can always go to docs, and scroll down here to user input, kind of check that out. Right, we already imported. Now we need a line sort of like this. Scanner. Now this part is, you can use whatever word you want here. Okay, so we're going to go over and say, okay, I need to do, why is it not letting me type? Might have to hit refresh, hold on. There we go. So this is a good reminder on how to let you start that. Alright, so I'm going to use input. So we got the system.in, all that stuff. So there's our line there. And then we're going to prompt from the user. What are we getting? We're getting a number. I'm guessing an int, right? So if you, once again, don't remember that, under user input, if you want an integer, you ask scanner next int. Okay, so, oh wait, we want input dot next int, right? And then we call that method, and it'll store it as number. We might need to ask somebody for that, right? So we got to ask the user for a number. Right, so we're going to ask them enter a number. Okay, so they're going to enter a number. Then it's going to store it as num. And then you can write your if greater than or equal to 0 and otherwise print it out negative. Yeah, and really this is kind of lame because 0 is not positive or negative, but we'll do that once we get else ifs. Alright, so that's kind of your help there. At least I helped you get started. And then you can write the if else's for that because it's not too bad. Let me check what our next thing is. Okay, so this one, it starts off looking like this. You got to click that file on the left side to notice there is a battleship class. It tells you here, fill in the move method in battleship. Takes one parameter, Boolean indicating if it's safe to move forward. If it is safe to move forward, increase it by 5. If it's not safe, decrease it by 5. Okay, so make sure you click over here and not in the battleship tester that comes out. So we do battleship, and we're going to look in the move here. Okay, Boolean safe to move. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's kind of nice. They're already entering in true. So it says because safe to move is already a Boolean value, you don't have to compare it to true, just use if safe to move. So here is where you're going to write your if, if safe to move, and then take their ship position, which is an int, right? So this is a variable that already exists. So we can be like, if, you don't need to say if safe to move equals true, because it's already a Boolean. Don't do it twice. So if it's safe to move, the position should increase by 5. So your ship, make sure you're using, don't use this one, use this one, because position is the instance variable. This ship position is just a temporary local to this thing. So if it's safe to move, we're going to say position plus equals, why not? Why not save a little writing? Plus equals 5. So you go increase their position by 5. And otherwise, you're going to have to deal with that. So just something to look out for. It's kind of weird to switch between these. I'll let you keep going on that because that won't be hard to do. Might run into an error for the else, I'm not sure. Yeah, so anyway. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Alright, so this one, it says look at the rater class. So make sure you go over here and switch files. There's not a lot going on there. Alright, and the rater class represents a rating system for a company from 1 to 5. This time, there's an additional instance variable called review. So we got reviews here, right up top. It's a string. Update review, updates review, and unsurprising news here. So anyway, if the company is rated 3 or more, the company's review would say proudly recommended. Otherwise, it's going to say needs more ratings. So in here, you're going to check your rating there and look at the review. So let's see, you'll do an if statement, right? Oops, I need to restore that code. So you'll do an if statement, and then you'll say rating greater than what? 3? Does it say greater than or greater than equal? Oh, greater than or equal to 3. You're going to do something, right? And otherwise, your else will be dealing with it otherwise. So remember, else's never need anything in them. Okay, so that's where you can, take care of that. You can fill in the other stuff with proudly recommended and all that stuff. It's a void. I always check those. Void means I'm just printing something, I'm not returning something. And then the toString method down here is blank. So you are supposed to write a toString method that can handle if somebody just prints an object. And you want it to look just like this, but it's grabbing variables. So, like I would do return, right? And then you're going to say the company name, right? Because that's a name up here. So you're going to be like return name, concatenate that with a colon, right? Because I want this colon to actually show up right there. And then I want to concatenate that with whether it's proudly recommended or not. So we'd have to grab our objects updated review and what do we call that on? We want to do update review. Hold on one sec. Okay, so they start off with a blank review. I forgot to say, in this, since it's void, it's not like I'm not going to print it out. What I'm going to do is take the old review and update it. So you're basically going to say review equals, and then you'll put whatever statement you want here. And here, review equals whatever statement if they have a bad review, right? And then we're going to go down here, and all you got to do is return the name and their review. And that's it. That's pretty nice, because it's going to look like Tina's Tires, that's the name, a colon, and then whether it's probably recommended or not. So that would fix the review thing. Only if up here you overwrite the current review, which starts off as nothing. Alright, and then we have to update the toString. Oh, we did that. The last method we have to fill in is set rating. Here it is. So they're going to type in a rating for an object, and basically all it's going to do is overwrite it. Once again, since it's void, we're just going to set in rating equals new rating. For some reason it looks like ratting. Basically that's a setter, You just, I don't know why I wrote new twice. Rating equals new rating. That's easy peasy. Okay, and then the rating should only be changed if the new rating is 5 or less. Ooh, yeah. So you got to put that in in a blanket if statement. So instead of just saying rating is new rating, you have to nest that in an if statement. So if new rating is less than or equal to 5, so it lets you equal 5, yeah, then, right, I'm going to tab this in just so it looks prettier. There you go. And else, you might not need an else. Maybe you could say something to them like print. That's not a valid rating or something like that. Right, you can deal with that. You might not even need an else. Anyway, then you have one more thing to do, and that's go to the main class, make a rater object. That's good practice to go back through. Call update review, use set rating, and call update review again. So try that out. That would be back in the other class where you actually have to make an object. Got to look up how to make an object, but that should help out. And this last one here looks pretty easy. You're going to prompt for player 1's name, prompt for player 2's name, prompt for score, and prompt for other score. But look at this. You're going to use in your next prompts, you're going to use their answers from these stored questions. So that's something to watch out for. It's going to make, it makes it a nice interactive thing. And then it says to use compare to. So I'm guessing if you do not, that when you go to check your code, if you just use the numbers, you are going to probably it's probably not going to be happy if you just use greater than or less than sign, but shoot, that's such a weird thing to do here. Like, you can, why would you compare their with a string compared to? I don't know. I'm going to try this with using just the numbers and do if this score is greater than that score, print this, and see if it accepts it. It's probably going to get mad when you check code. Let's see if it says something about not using compare to. It doesn't seem mad about compare to, but I'd have to try it out. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try it that way first, see what happens, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to go to docs and look up compare to. I wonder if we can control F. There we go. Compare to object. I kind of like the comparison. Yeah, comparable interface. Jump down. Comparison operators. No, it is that comparison interface. Oh well. So yeah, try that out. It's this one. It's with the compare to. It'll return a 0 if they're equal, or a negative positive number depending on ordering. So you can try it out with a couple numbers, see what happens. And then hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, that's the one you gotta do. So if it gets mad at you for doing it the normal way a human would, then switch it up. If not, keep on keeping on. Alright, talk to you later, people.